Good evening, am I audible? Confirm the audio and video once. Cool. So are you guys excited? Inequalities has been done in your class already. Be it batch 1 or be it batch 2. Usually it's not a fracture. Fracture में ऐसी पट्टी नहीं होती. Basically it's linked to support this neuralgia in my left arm. It will take 1 or 2 weeks more to heal. So anyways, I can see a lot of people here. But still, some are not here. I think I just have to. Okay, session has started. Dipanshu has mentioned that over there. That's great. Okay. I'll just wait for 30 seconds so that everyone comes here. So how are you? Are you excited about this session? Today we'll do a lot of inequalities. So I have kind of gone through last 10 years of CAT papers to identify the weightage and importance of inequalities. Because I normally say, like every time I say the algebra is the easiest at the very same time, it's the most scoring, isn't it? That's what I always say, right? Yeah, Varun, of course. Okay, so when I say that, so I felt like, okay, I should actually start doing everything, which is the inequality. So be it any kind of question that comes across, we'll be able to do each and everything. So yeah, I start from basics only, and I'll switch on to advanced things. Vangsha, you would not forget after this. Okay, Kamayana Navanil, induction method, exactly, that's going to help. Cool then, so let's start. Perfect. Siddharth, exactly. Oh, Kavya, wow, such a sweet feedback, thank you. Alright, so inequalities. By the way, so before starting this session, there's certain things, some prerequisite which I assume that you guys already know. Okay, so I think I can assume that. And that assumption is that you guys already have an idea about certain things. The things are, just a minute. Okay, you know what are variables, you know what are constants, you know what is equation, you know linear equations, you know how to solve linear equations, and also, now today this will be sorted. And also, yeah, Niyasa, you can say it afterwards because this will be recorded. Quadratic equations, all that stuff, you know. Okay, so I'm assuming that you know how to find the roots of quadratic equation, sum of roots, product of roots, and in case of polynomials, you know what is the sum of roots, product, all that stuff. That is something which you already know, right? So I won't go there. I'll just start from there. Marazman, I'll discuss about that as well. Okay, so now there's a very important thing which probably you guys know, but still I just want to take it from there because that is the most, I would say, the best connecting link to this session and the sessions that were previously held. Alright, so let us go to the prerequisites now. That is, you need to realize that how any expression translates into graphs. Alright, how any expression translates into graphs. So I won't go to complex graphs like 1 by x, or I won't go to logarithmic x. I'll only do simple algebraic higher order equations. Alright, that'll be linear, quadratic, cubic, biquadratic, and so on. Cool. Akhil, yeah, I'm better than before. So see, whenever we have a first degree expression, I'll discuss right now. I'll be discussing only about equations in one variable. Okay, that will be x. So you must have seen some equations which are in x and y both. We'll take that forward in some other workshop which I have planned already. But today we'll be doing only one expression. So first degree, general form is ax plus b is equal to c. For example, 2x plus 3 equal to 5, isn't it? This is simple, a very simple equation, right? All of us understand that. The second degree, that is quadratic, generally known as quadratic. The general form looks like this: ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Let us say, for example, x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. All right, cool. Okay. So now how this will translate into graph? That is what is important. The first thing is very obvious, it's common. So as you can see, now everyone, those who hate mathematics, those who are scared of mathematics, those who have quit mathematics from quite a long time now, I'll make it as simple as possible. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. All right, all of you understand that. So if you solve this, the value of x will be 1, isn't it? The value of x will be 1. Ankit, brightness come karne ke liye, I think I'll have to switch off one light and wait. Is that fine now? Okay, is my voice clear? Brightness is also perfect now. So x-axis and y-axis, x is equal to 1 over here. All of us understand that, isn't it? X is equal to 1. So I'll just draw a line like this. This point is basically, this point is 1, 0. Why we say 1, 0? 1 is the x coordinate and 0 is the y coordinate. Okay, this is parallel line, a straight line, a parallel line, a line parallel to y-axis. All of you understand that? right? Okay, cool, great. We understand that. Now coming to the second degree, where we have something like this, it's a quadratic expression. I also have given you one example. So here what happens, when we have ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, there are two possibilities. One, the coefficient of x square is greater than 0 and the coefficient of x square is less than 0. We have two kind of possibilities. Also, when the equation is quadratic, it's second order, second degree, automatically we'll be having two different roots, isn't it? It will look something like this. Two different roots. So we can have three different ways in which roots can look like. I'm talking about a is greater than 0 first of all. So if a is greater than 0, the graph looks like a parabola. What is a parabola? This is parabola. In parabola, this is an upward facing parabola. Upward facing parabola. Alright? Upward facing parabola. So here what happens, this point is basically in the middle. This is in the middle of the root. So if this root is alpha and this root is beta, then this point will be alpha plus beta by 2. Alright? I hope you understand that. Is that clear? Anurag, fast forward, हाँ थोड़ा फास्ट ही करेंगे, of course. So alpha plus beta by 2. This is what you understand. ये common sense की बात है ना, रटने की जरूरत नहीं है, symmetric होगा. So parabola is always symmetric. By the way, all of us know that alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by 2a, isn't it? We know that. So alpha plus beta by 2 would be what? This will be equal to what? This will be equal to minus b by 4a. So minus b by 4a is the point at which graph changes its direction. Can I say that? Minus b by 4a is the point. This is the value of x, right? The value of x at which the graph changes its direction is minus b by 4a. Minus b by 4a. By the way, in case of a less than 0, when a is less than 0, like coefficient of x is negative, in that case, the graph will be a downward facing parabola. Rest everything remains same. If this is alpha, this is beta, this point will be alpha plus beta by 2 only. So now we can say that minus b by 4a is a point which is minimum if a is greater than 0, and this point is maxima if a is less than 0. Is that clear, everyone? बिल्कुल सही, माइनस बी बाई आएगा. ठीक है, चलो, गुड. एट लीस्ट यू आर पेइंग अटेंशन. ओके, कूल. हाँ, ठीक है. So the main thing is if a is greater than 0, we will have a minima. If a is less than 0, we will have a maxima. Perfect. इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है किसी को भी. Okay, all right. And this is the value of x. So at this, the corresponding value of y, if I mark it by green, this is the corresponding value of y. So this will be known as the minimum value of the function. Clear? Okay. And similarly, this corresponding value of y, this will be the maximum value of the given expression. All right. By the way, if I ask you what is the maximum value of this expression, in this case, the answer will be infinite because this thing goes on increasing. All right. So this is clear to all of you. Perfect. Great. Nice. अच्छा. ये वो वाले केस हैं. These are the cases in which the two graphs that I showed, the cases in which actually there were two roots, two distinct roots, right? Two distinct real roots. I'll change the color yellow. Now here, see, the graph just touches the x-axis, or kisses the x-axis and goes away. In this case, the roots are real and equal. The roots are real and equal. All right. And I'll change the color. Let me take blue. So in this case, this is also case. Here, the roots are imaginary or complex. Got it, everyone? Perfect. Any doubt till here? So in this case, discriminant is greater than 0. Here, discriminant is equal to 0. Here, discriminant is less than 0. So all of us understand this thing now. I think the prerequisite is clear. Now we'll move on to today's agenda. Is that cool? All of you got that? No problem? Last graph, Akhil? Yeah. See, the roots are imaginary. That is why they're not touching the x-axis. They do not have real roots. If there are no real roots, it won't be touching the real axis. X-axis is the real axis. It won't be touching x-axis. It will be hanging midway, just like Krishanku. Okay, done. Now, let's go to inequalities. When we say inequality. So in inequality, we have three different things. Greater than something, less than something, and with an equality, this can change to greater than equal to, less than equal to. Okay, so all of us know that. Akhil, I think I repeated, right? When the roots are not real, they won't be touching the real axis. Okay. So if I say x is greater than 2, here I'll take x is less than 3. Let me take x is greater than or equal to 4, x is less than or equal to 5. So this is the simple notation of inequalities, and I want to discuss how intervals look like. This is very important. Greater than 2, that means this is how we can represent it. Okay, now you need to understand this bracket, simple bracket, is used when we do not have equality sign. So 2 will not be included. समृद्धि वो 3 equal to मिला के था ना, equal to मिला के 2 के 4 हो गए. Okay समृद्धि? Here, this will be minus infinity till 3. 3 won't be included. In this case, 4 is included, right? So we'll use a square sign. And infinity is always open. So the simple bracket is known as open interval. The square bracket is known as closed interval. Understood, everyone? Minus infinity. From minus infinity, this will go on to 5. 5 will be closed. Cool? So, simple bracket is open interval, square bracket is closed interval, and whenever you use curly brackets, for example, if I write 3, 5, what does that mean? That only 3 and 5 will be included, rest everything will be excluded. Okay? These are simple notations. So here, only 3 and 5, here, everything from 3 and 5, here, everything from 3 and 5, but not 3 and 5. These are known as sets. So I hope the notation is clear to all of you. The graph of quadratic is clear to all of you. Things are pretty much clear to everyone, isn't it? Chalo, great. Now, what if we have a cubic equation, ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d? All of us know that a cubic equation would be having 3 roots, so its graph would look like this. Now, listen to me very carefully. It will trisect, not trisect, it will cut the x-axis thrice. This is how a graph of a cubic expression look like. It can be like this, and it can also be like this. So what exactly happened over here? In this, it started from the negative y, here it started from the positive y. This is going to help us for solving inequalities, and this is known as wavy curve method. Alright, getting it, everyone? Perfect. And if it is a biquadratic, what is biquadratic? When order is 4, in that case, the graph will be looking like this. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 roots will be there. Perfect. प्रथम यस प्रथम 3 रूट्स हैं तो 3 बार ग्राफ को काटेगा, इतना ही है बस. जतिन ऐसा नहीं है. राइट साइड कैन बी अपवर्ड्स, राइट कैन बी डाउनवर्ड्स, बोथ आर पॉसिबल. चलो done. So now we understand. So if there are 5 roots, it will be touching, intersecting 5 times. So I'll wait for 30 seconds so people are writing down certain notes. Do that. बिल्कुल सही पीयूष. जितने रूट्स है उतनी बार ग्राफ को एक्सेस को काट दो. आकांक्षा have deleted the previous slide. It's just that the number of roots. Okay, just note it down this way. The points at which graph will touch or intersect the x-axis will be equal to the number of roots. That's it. ध्रुति ऐसा नहीं है. किसने बोल दिया कर्व हमेशा टॉप राइट से शुरू होगा? ऐसा नहीं है. It depends on the expressions. We'll go there. Okay, ठीक है. So we've done that. Now let us try to solve a few questions. Before this, okay, we'll do this afterwards. Let me do some questions in which, see the kind of questions that I have today. But before that, I would like you to solve this question, which I think you must have solved in the class, isn't it? All of you must have solved it? Yes or no? Chintan, yes, graphs can have different cases, but all depends on questions. So if you start doing the questions, things will be pretty much clear. So this is simple. I think you have done it. Yes or no? करने के बहुत सारे तरीके हैं. I'll just explain one question, rest you can do automatically. So this is basically quadratic expression, isn't it? So you can see here, x minus 1 multiplied by 3x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. So tell me, if I multiply this, what will be the coefficient of x? It will be positive, isn't it? It will be positive, yes or no? That means the graph will be an upward facing parabola. Am I right? Do you understand that part? Yes or no? Also, graph will be intersecting the x-axis at x equal to 1 and x equal to minus 2 by 3, right? So if this is graph will look like this, you know, this will be minus 2 by 3 and this point is x equal to 1. Is that cool? Understood, everyone? ठीक है, so all of you know that. Perfect. And we want positive values, so the graph is positive over here beyond minus 2 by 3 and ahead of plus 1. So we'll be having minus infinity till minus 2 by 3 and we have equality sign. That's why I'll take it in a closed interval, union 1 in closed, infinity in open. So great that you guys understand this. All of you know it. Very good. Perfect. ठीक है. Nice. Similarly, you can solve this question, all of you. How would you solve it? Now tell me something. Would you cancel out x minus 1 from both sides? Would you do that? Yes, Vishal. I'll tell you. Wait. We have all sorts of questions and things will be pretty much clear. You won't cancel it. Then what will you do? What are you going to do then? Let's send it over here. So we have x minus 1 times 3x plus 2. This goes here minus of x minus 1 multiplied by 2x minus 5, this thing is greater than or equal to 0. So here we'll take x minus 1 as common. Alright, in the bracket we have 3x plus 2 minus 2x plus 5. This thing is greater than or equal to 0 and we'll solve it. Cool. So, all of you always understand this part. Arthi, not just in inequalities, in any kind of algebraic expression, you cannot cancel out the variables. Never do that. Okay? Understood everyone? Okay, now you can solve it, I know. Great. Okay. Now, this one. So here, as you can see, it's a cubic expression. So I made the graph earlier also. You can just make the graph just like that. So at x equal to 9, that's the root. X equal to 2 is the root. X equal to minus 7 is the root. Isn't it? Is that right? Got it, everyone? Okay. So at x equal to, let this be minus 7 and let this be 2, right? And let this be 9. So what exactly is going to happen? Now tell me something, just by looking at it, everybody can understand that if x is greater than 9, we'll have a positive value. Yes or no? Okay, I have to go a bit slow. Okay, Akhil. Rahul, तब बताया जब हम उसको साइन को माइनस कर देते हैं, we'll multiply by minus on both the side. Yeah, Shubh, I'll do that as well. I'll just go a bit slower. So tell me something, this is x minus 9, this is x minus 2, x plus 7. Which is the biggest root, largest root? It's 9, isn't it? So if I take the value of x which is greater than, anything greater than 9, so automatically things will become positive. Is that right? Is that right? तो क्या होगा? मैं थोड़ा धीरे बस, a bit slower, 0.75 of the speed. 9 के इस तरफ positive है, so graph is like this. Now listen to me carefully. देखो, this graph is falling, and this guy has to touch 2 also. So just in between it will rise. Now it will rise, it will touch minus 7, so it has to fall. So it's very logical. You know, the graph has got no independence. We humans have bounded in such a way that इसको नीचे आ रहा है ना, तो 2 पे जाएगा ऊपर जाना ही पड़ेगा. ऊपर गया फिर 7 minus 7 नीचे आना ही पड़ेगा. So this becomes very much logical and commonsensical. Is that right? We have to talk about greater than or equal to 0. So beyond 9, it's positive. Between minus 7 and 2, it's positive. So we will have minus 7, 2 as one interval. अच्छा, bracket कैसे decide करेंगे आशीष? यहाँ पे equal to sign भी है, मतलब minus 7, 2 दोनों include होंगे. So we'll use square union everything from 9 to positive infinity. Okay? Does that make sense, everyone? I hope that does. Okay? ठीक है? Exactly, Alok. Wavy curve. See, now. अच्छा देखो. अब आते हैं wavy curve method पे. So what is wavy curve? You know what is wavy curve? Wavy curve has come from this graph only. It comes from this graph only. यही तो wavy curve है, isn't it? This is the wavy curve, nothing else. So what exactly happens? Now I'll discuss that. इसी चीज को जो wavy curve बोलते हैं उसमें करते हैं. So we draw a number line. Then we mark the critical points. So critical point is minus 7, it's 2, and it's 9. Okay? So wavy curve, this is what we do. Now listen very carefully. Without thinking anything, just see that take any critical point. You can take minus 7 or 2 or 9. 9. See, we have 4 different fields. One is less than minus 7. Other is in between minus 7 and 2. Third is between 2 and 9. And fourth is beyond 9. Do you understand this? Yes or no? Do you guys understand this? Right? Look, Alok. Hold your horses. We'll come to that. Go with the flow. Yeah, that's right. Okay. There are 4 different zones, you know, in which things are possible. तो आप क्या करो, या तो minus 7 से पहले कुछ भी ले लो, या इनके बीच ले लो, whatever you want to take. Any value from any of the 4 domains, कोई भी एक ले लो. कौन सा लेंगे हम? Let's take something that is greater than 9. So if you take greater than 9, let's say you put x equal to 10. This is positive, this is positive, this is positive. So that means beyond 9 we'll have positive values. Is that clear? Is that clear? ठीक है? This is the wavy curve is derived from the graph only. Okay. After that, alternate sign पे हमेशा alternate पे domain पे sign change होते हैं. If now understand this. Signs change. This is very important, which I think a lot of you might not be aware of. Sign change if the power is odd. So from x minus 9, if I'm going to x minus 2, power is 1, that is an odd power, the sign will change. If the power is even, the sign would not change. Cool. And again, you can take anything you want to. Getting it, everyone? ये बहुत important है. सब लोग note कर लो इस बात को. After that, x plus 7 power is again odd, so this will be positive, and beyond that, be negative. Now, this is derived from the graphs only. Perfect. Now, do you guys want me to tell that why at even the sign doesn't change? Do you want me to tell? जानना चाहते हो? Who wants to know that? See, you know what? The people who are good in algebra or the people who understand the graphs, they would never be confused. ठीक है, देखो ये तो तरीका हो गया, रट्टा मार लिया कि प्लस माइनस हो क्या रहा है. So let me choose a value. Let me choose a value. I want to draw the graph of x minus 3 whole square is equal to 0. It's a quadratic equation, isn't it? It's quadratic. So it's quadratic, and as you can see, it's a perfect square. What are the roots? This is the case in which roots are real and equal. It's 3, isn't it? So graph just touches the x-axis. It doesn't intersect, and that is the reason that it remains positive. ये negative पे गया ही नहीं. Perfect? Clear? खुशी समझ में आ गया? अब ये कभी भी जिंदगी में दिक्कत नहीं होगी. It can be 0, but cannot be positive. Right? The roots are equal. X minus 3, it's 3, 3, real and equal. Akhil, it will be clear if I write like this: x square minus 6x plus 9 equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation. You can solve it and get the roots as 3, 3. The roots are real and the roots are equal. So graph will just touch the axis. It doesn't have two roots, isn't it? So it's the first case. Janvi कह रही है, but quadratic has two roots. Janvi अभी डिस्कस किया, when discriminant is 0. याद है prerequisite की बात मैंने की थी. That means b square is equal to 4ac. In that case, roots are real and equal. This is one of those cases. Let's check. What is b square? 36. What is a? 1. What is c? 9. This is 0. That means roots are real and equal. Roots are 3. Cool. Now I hope it's clear to everyone. And let me do it like this. What if I write x minus 1 whole square? Now listen carefully. X minus whole square 1 ले लेते हैं, ठीक है. फिर then x minus 3. Then let me take x minus 5 whole square. Then let me take x minus 7. Let me take x minus 9. Let's see how the graph will look like. The moment you see this type of question of inequality, you will never get confused. So 1, this is 3, this guy is 5, this is 7, this is 9. Now, चलो सब लोग देखेंगे अब, ठीक है? अब तुम्हें मजा आ जाएगा, समझ में भी आ जाएगा. So tell me, here, what are the roots? ऐसे इसका order क्या है? What is the order of this equation? Now it will be clear to all of you. Here it is 2, here is 1, isn't it? You write 1 or not, it's the same thing. 1, 1, 1. So the degree of the equation is 2 plus 1, 3, plus 2, 5, plus 1, 6, plus 1, 7. So it should have 7 roots. It should have 7 roots, isn't it? So that, चलो greater than कुछ भी ले लो, वो तुम्हें समझाने की बात. I was more personal graph. It has 7 roots. 7 roots, out of which, can I say, यहाँ पे 2 roots are equal, that is 1 only. 2 roots are equal, 1 root is x equal to 3, then x equal to 5, then x equal to 7, and x equal to 9. We should have 7 roots, but here we can find only 5. Why? Because 1 and 5 were repeating. 1 and 5 were repeating. Cool? Let us try to draw the graph. Tell me something, if I take any value more than 9, this thing will be positive, yes or no? Right? ये बात सही है. अगर वैल्यू 7, 9 से बड़ी होगी तो पॉजिटिव होगी, yes or no? There are so many people, close to 400 people. I want 400 yeses over there. You are sure, all of you are sure about it. I'm so happy. ठीक है, तो जाएगा 7 पे रूट होगा, यहां भी जाएगा, गया. अब देखो क्या हुआ, 5 पे है ये. अब 5 जो है ना, 5 in itself, it is 5,5. There are two roots here. 5,5. It cannot go नीचे. When does it go नीचे? Well, it has to go to another root. But here the root is same. वो देखो, उसकी जिंदगी में एक ही मकसद था, 5 पे पहुंचना. और 5 पे पहुंचने के, देखो उसका जिंदगी मकसद था 9 पे पहुंचना. 9 पे पहुंचने के बाद 7 पे पहुंचना था, तो नीचे चला गया, क्योंकि ये कॉन्टिन्यूअस फंक्शन है. 5 पहुंचने के बाद उसका मकसद फिर से 5 पे ही पहुंचने का है. Do you understand it now? The motive of this curve is to reach 5 again after reaching 5. So it is at 5 only, it won't go beyond. Is that clear? So it will just go like this. It will go to 3. And then, do you understand this part? So now I think people would never ever be confused. Perfect? Understood? मजा आ गया? कभी नहीं भूलोगे. So now I think half of your doubts are already cleared. All the wavy curve belongs to this graph only. Let us go forward ahead. ये तुम खुद ही कर लोगे, no need to do it. ये भी कर लोगे, हमने कर ही दिया है सब ना. चलो इसको करते हैं. Tell me how do you solve it? Right, Aarti? Nikita, I'm planning at least of algebra. I'm planning each and everything. Value put कर दो कार्तिक. 4 put कर दो value. देखो क्या हो रहा है. So in case there is any kind of doubt, just put in the value and see. Okay. वेल हियर तो यहां पे क्या करेंगे, हाउ टू डू दैट। अब मैं तुम्हें एक शॉर्टकट दूं। इसमें लोग क्या करते हैं, पीपल लुक एट हाउ मेनी क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स डू वी हैव। क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स आर 3, देन वी हैव 1, देन वी हैव -8, ऑल दैट स्टफ इज देयर। सो नाउ व्हाटएवर आई डिड आई विल मेक इट शॉर्टर, और छोटा कर दूंगा इसको। पता है कैसे? ऑल ऑफ यू लिसन टू मी केयरफुली। डू यू बिलीव दैट x - 3 होल स्क्वायर इज ऑलवेज greater than or equal to 0? This guy can never be negative. This guy can never ever be negative. Yes or no? The power is even. अगर ये नेगेटिव हो ही नहीं सकता तो इसको हम देख ही क्यों रहे हैं? Just ignore this. Okay, so I've taught you wavy curve, I've taught you graph, I've told you things. Now you understand the logic behind it. But after understanding logic, I want your time to be. I want you to take even lesser time. सब कुछ सीखने के बाद पहुंचना कहाँ पे है कि और कम टाइम लगे, because we don't have to prove things in CAT, we have to. So basically हमारे पास तो दो ही चीजें हैं, -8 and 1, -8, 1. We are concerned about nothing else. 1 से बड़ा कुछ ले लो. Let's put 2 over here. Let's put 2 over here. ठीक है? कैसे करेंगे? Now thing is that how do you decide? 1 से बड़ा कुछ भी लोगे. If you put 2, if you put x equal to 2, this is positive, this is positive. So here I'll get positive automatically. This will be negative, this is positive, and we need negative. So -8 to 1, and it is equal to 0 also. The closed interval, and 3 पे भी 0 था. So union 3. Now 3 will be in the curly brackets. Beautiful, isn't it? तो अभी तुम्हारी जिंदगी थोड़ी सी और आसान हो गई है। इतना कुछ पढ़ने के बाद में बड़ा, अरे इसको हम इग्नोर कर सकते हैं, isn't it? Of course we can. Yeah, Akash, all I said that, I'll just repeat, x - 3 whole square would always be greater than or equal to 0. So this we can ignore. We can only solve for -8 and 1. If you take anything more than 1, both of them are positive. So I took positive beyond 1, more than 1. तो बगल में माइनस पे प्लस, alternate signs है। ब्रैकेट कंस्ट्रक्शन रामानुज, if equality is there, देखो ये इक्वल टू साइन लगा होगा ना तो स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट आएगा, ये नहीं लगा होगा तो ओपन ब्रैकेट आएगा। दैट्स इट रामानुज, नथिंग एल्स। ठीक है हर्ष, वो भी करेंगे, रुको बहुत सारी चीजें और इनइक्वालिटीज में। ओके कूल, चलो नाउ गोइंग अहेड, देयर इज समथिंग व्हिच यू गाइस कैन डू। हाउ टू डू दैट? यू कैन इग्नोर दिस, जस्ट सॉल्व फॉर 2 and -2 एंड योर लाइफ विल बी सॉर्टेड। क्योंकि राहुल वहां पे इक्वल टू 0 था ना, एट x = 3 इट वाज इक्वल टू 0, इसीलिए कि इनइक्वालिटी इफ यू लुक एट दिस, यहां पे लेस देन और इक्वल टू भी तो है, इसलिए 3 को इंक्लूड किया था, जस्ट फॉर 0। This is also clear. So instead of looking at everything, we'll just cancel out the same with this. ठीक है। Now, I need you to understand this thing. If sum of all the terms is constant, then product will have its maximum value if all the terms are equal to each other. This is something which all of you know, isn't it? So if I have a plus b equal to 10, the product of a and b will be maximized if a and b are as close as possible. As close as possible. ये equal लिखा है, ये बोलना चाहिए as close as possible. So we'll get 5 into 5. I know all of you know this, and this is nothing but the reverse of it. All right. All of you understand this? Right. चलो अब एक काम करते हैं। If we have, let's say, two values a and b, then there are 5 things that are important. First thing is known as the RMS value, root mean square, ठीक है? तो a और b का स्क्वायर लो, फिर उसका मीन निकाल दो, that is average, and then take the square root. This is known as root mean square. Then we have arithmetic mean, simple average, a plus b, add them, divide by number of things. Geometric mean, just have to multiply things and take the nth root of it. We have 2 things, so square root of it. Harmonic mean, that'll be 2ab upon a plus b. So what exactly happens? The relation goes like this. So if I assume that a is greater than b, then a will be greater than RMS, is greater than arithmetic mean, greater than geometric mean, greater than harmonic mean, greater than b. And if a is equal to b, then everything becomes equal. Note this down. Sorry, अभी कंफ्यूज नहीं हो गए, मैं क्लियर कर देता हूँ। Noted everyone? I think we did this earlier as well. So this is prerequisite to what we're going to do now. Okay, चलो जल्दी से let's do a few questions. This is the question that we have. A, B, C are distinct positive real numbers. What will be the range of this? Normally RMS ka, they won't say RMS, but the questions can be formed in that way. Today I'm not going to do the question formed in form of RMS because I'm going to take a series of algebra workshops. On 31st there is a complete algebra workshop. I'll be doing the application of RMS, which in accordance with CAT. यस अंकित 3 पे चेंज हो जाएगा या नहीं स्क्वायर रूट तो रहेगा ही नीचे वैल्यू 3 हो जाएगी ओके वेल सो हाउ टू सॉल्व दिस इफ आई ब्रेक इट वन बाय वन a b and a b get cancelled so I'll have a plus b by c plus b plus c by a plus c plus a by b isn't it that's what we have perfect all right what next let us break it more इसको और break करते हैं so we have a by c plus b by c plus b by a plus c by a plus c by b plus a by b cool got it everyone what next how many values do we have here 6 values are there isn't it oh sorry मैंने मिटा दिया क्या I'll write that again what was that I got a by c plus b by c plus b by a plus c by a plus what was that c by b plus a by b okay I have 6 values over here now if I try to apply the inequality arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to geometric mean okay तो मुझे एक बात बताओ इसका arithmetic mean क्या हो जाएगा what will be its arithmetic mean this whole अब मैं इतना लंबा I don't want to write so let me assume this is equal to k okay any problem no so arithmetic mean will be k by 6 am I right है ना k को मैंने ऐसे ले लिया है just for the sake of sum ठीक है k by 6 and this guy would be greater than or equal to geometric mean geometric mean क्या हो जाएगा इसका 6th root of product of all of this if you multiply all of it you can clearly see things get cancelled out and the only thing left is 1 isn't it so k by 6 is greater than or equal to 6th root of 1 that is 1 only so I can say k is greater than or equal to 6 cool perfect everyone ठीक है so this value would at least be 6 and at max be anything infinity and 6 is included so we'll use square bracket and here open bracket is that cool all of you got that so the first batch जो अभी पूछ रहे थे कि इंडक्शन क्या होता है I'll just tell that I think second batch knows it already कुशाल का GM कैसे निकाला what is GM product of all of it raised to the 1 by n power चिंतन अभी रुको चिंता खत्म हो जाएगी चिंतन नाम ही चिंतन so geometric mean क्या होगा product of all of this if you multiply it a by c multiplied by b by c those who could not get b by a into c by a into c by b into a by b see a gets cancelled b get cancelled this b and this b also get cancelled c a सब कट गया तो 1 ही होगा अंदर 6 root of 1 I think I'll explain that again Anshika it can go beyond 2 I can go to 3 hours also yes Aryan we can do that as well बहुत अच्छी बात आशीष इज एक्चुअली वेरी स्मार्ट वेल डन आशीष आई लाइक यू एनीवेज इतना क्लियर हो गया है तो एक बात सोचो सो दिस हैपेंस when does arithmetic mean geometric mean when are they equal they are equal if all the values are equal but it says distinct what does that mean that means कि इस क्वेश्चन में 6 इंक्लूड नहीं होगा so we'll have open interval 6 to infinity perfect तो पहले मैंने सिखाया कि अगर वो होता सेम नंबर होते तो हमारा आंसर 6 आता बट सेम नहीं है इसलिए वो 6 नहीं है बट 6 से बड़ा सब कुछ है इज दैट क्लियर एवरीवन is that understood everyone each and everyone see when I wrote about am and gm I wrote if a is equal to b then only all these things are equal then only am and gm are equal isn't it if a and b are equal here the question says a b c are distinct that means am and gm can never be equal this thing is never going to happen for this specific case is that cool that is why we'll take something is greater than 6 okay ठीक है चलो अब मैं तुम्हें बताऊंगा एक तरीका जो कि शॉर्टकट है जो अलजेब्रा में बहुत सारा टाइम अलजेब्रा विल बी हैविंग 7 to 8 क्वेश्चंस एंड आई नॉर्मली इन हाफ ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस ऑफ अलजेब्रा आई यूज मेथड कॉल्ड इंडक्शन वी टॉट टू बैच 2 बट बैच 1 में आज बता देता हूं मैं हाँ बिना बोल डायरेक्ट वही करेंगे ठीक है एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड इंडक्शन व्हाट इज इंडक्शन see they're talking about the range and also when they talk about the range in algebra they'll be giving you options as well is it they'll be giving you options I'm on pills so sweating a lot because of this hand okay so we will assume things now all of us know when things are equal we get either the minimum or the maximum right Aniket batch 1 is watching from the side okay so एक बात तो समझ में आ गई है ना whenever we take things equal, we get either the maximum or the minimum. All of you know that. I'll make your life very easy. Yes? Is that right? Okay, that is right. So what if I take A is equal to B is equal to C? Of course I cannot do that. But if I take it, I'll get either the maximum or the minimum, जो कि close interval में होगा. So if I take 1, everything is 1. Now tell me, AB 1 into 1, 1 plus 1. Again, the same thing is going to happen. 1 into 1, 1 plus 1. The same thing, 1 into 1, 1 plus 1. Whole upon 1 into 1 into 1. So all you have is 2 plus 2 plus 2 upon 1. That is 6. That is 6. So we don't know 6 is the maximum or the minimum. We don't really know. Pratham, it is not a topic. Induction is basically a methodology through which mathematical theorems are proved. Okay. By the way, use induction if and only if. You have to be very careful. You will use everywhere, but you don't. If you like here, 6 आ गया, लेकिन जरूरी नहीं कि 6 छोटा हो. जरूरी होगा, मुझे पता है. I'll have to go into deep algebra, but without going there, what is required for you, I'll just do that. The thing in induction is if there has to be an answer, then answer will exist for all possible values of A, B, and C. Getting it? That's what induction means. यहाँ कुछ भी रखोगे answer आएगा. So initially I took A equal to B equal to C equal to 1. Now just to understand that 6 is minimum or the maximum, I'll do one thing. I'll assume A to be something 1, B to be something else. Okay? I'll take them distinct. Now I'll see what is going to happen. By the way, if you solve it, you will get some value that is greater than 6. Yes or no? Is that right? If you take 1, 2, 3, here I can put and show it to you, but I think it is clear to everyone. AB, that is 1 into 2. A plus B, 1 plus 2. BC, 2 into 3, that is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. CA, 3 into 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. Whole upon 1 into 2 into 3. See, 6 plus 30, 36 plus 12, 48, whole upon 6, you get how much? 8 over here. 8 is greater than 6. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ कि जो वैल्यू होगी 6 से बड़ी ही होगी. यश 0 कभी नहीं पुट करना. In induction, always remember do not put 0 ever. Why? Because division by 0 is not defined. Getting it? So this is how you use it. Even if you don't know anything. तुम्हें ना AM पता है ना GM पता है, कंफ्यूज होते जा रहे हो, याद ही नहीं रह रहा, मेमोरी कमजोर है, परेशान हो जिंदगी में, कोई बात नहीं. ये तो दुनिया में कोई भी आदमी कर सकता है. एक बार इक्वल करो, अनइक्वल पुट करो, बढ़ रहा है मतलब 6 से बड़ा आंसर होगा. सो आंसर इज 6 टू इंफिनिटी इन ओपन इंटरवल बिकॉज़ 6 इज नॉट पॉसिबल. थिंग्स आर डिस्टिंक्ट. इफ डिस्टिंक्ट नहीं दिया होता तो हम 6 को क्लोज इंटरवल में रख देते. Usual, we can use induction everywhere where the things are in expressions and the options are also in expressions, and if an answer exists of any kind of expression, it exists for all the possible values. देखा, मैंने तुम्हें ना दे दिया पता है क्या, एक ज्ञान. हालांकि ज्ञान डायरेक्टली दे सकता था, पर तुम उस ज्ञान की वो ना करते, इज्जत ना करते. नाउ यू नो कन्वेंशनल अप्रोच, यू नो शॉर्टकट, यू नो लॉजिक बिहाइंड इट, यू नो कि हम किस तरह से एक्स से शुरू करते करते ग्राफ पे जाते आते वेवी कर्व मेथड और शॉर्टकट में आते आते एएम जीएम समझते हुए कहाँ पहुंच गए. अल्टीमेटली रीच द पॉइंट वेयर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट maximizing our scores. You're not preparing for board examinations or college examinations. You're preparing for CAT where you don't mark the correct answer. So come, I told you, no? If things are equal, it has to be less than, it has to be minimum or maximum. That's why I put 0 to find the minimum or the maximum. हाँ दीपांकर, exactly. Same B or the same B. अब तुम देखना तो मॉक में क्वेश्चन आ गया ना. अभी किसी ने बोला मेरे को बैच में कि this is actually helping them. So this is actually helpful. There's no doubt about it. Okay. देखो, let's do this one. Which of the following is exact range of ratio of sum of squares of sides of a triangle? So let the sides be A, B, and C. So A square plus B square plus C square whole upon taken 2 sides at a time. So they're asking about this ratio, isn't it? This is what they're asking about. Try to solve. Let's see who solves that. Shaurya, I think I missed your real value. Real value. Shaurya, real value. No, Manil, it cannot be used in the questions in which there is a possibility of not getting an answer. Okay, Manil? That is the only point. सबका आंसर आ गया? कैसे आ गया? How to do that? Anurag, are you there? Anurag Suhag? You're not typing anything anymore? Exactly, got it. You should think about that. Bracket decide कैसे करेंगे? संजना बिल्कुल सही बात है. Some people are saying C and D are same. Are they? हाँ सर. अच्छा A and D C and D same हो गया क्या? थोड़ा चेंज कर देता हूँ. C and D में टाइपिंग मिस्टेक है. So make this closed interval. अब ठीक है. Now it's okay. Shubham, yes, when you have to include the interval, you have to put the square bracket. If you don't have to include the extremity, you'll have to put the open bracket. That's it. Okay, so people are saying it's either A or B. That's what I'm. In A, 1 is closed and 2 is open, and in B, 1 is closed and 2 is also closed. क्या होगा? Okay. A square plus B square plus C square whole upon AB plus BC plus CA. That's what we have. Confused, Azim? No problem. A को लॉक कर दिया जाए. Okay, चलो. If I use induction, what's going to happen? So for an equilateral triangle, a triangle that is equilateral, what's going to happen? A and B and C all will be equal, isn't it? All will be equal. And if they are equal, I'll get 1 as the answer, isn't it? If I assume this, then the ratio is definitely 1. देखो, यही बात सिखा रहा था पिछले वाले में भी. In induction. Okay, so in induction, if you remember, I told you that the moment you take something equal, you get either the maximum or the minimum point. So this ratio 1 is either the maximum or the minimum. Of course, it is minimum looking at the options. 1 से नीचे कुछ भी नहीं है, isn't it? And 1 has to be included. 1 has to be included. So C and D cannot be the options. Either A or D, which a lot of you have already given. Now it depends on whether we can it can be equal to 2 or not. Well, what should be done? हमें एक बात बताया ट्राइंगल्स के बारे में. A plus B is always greater than C, isn't it? Which means A plus B minus C will be greater than 0, isn't it? Or I can also say, if I go mathematically, squaring both sides, A square plus B square plus 2 times AB will be greater than C square, isn't it? That is there. Similarly, we also know that B plus C is greater than A, and squaring both sides, I'll get B square plus C square plus 2BC is greater than A square, isn't it? ये मालूम पड़ गया सबको? Yes, because equilateral triangles exist, no? One will be included for sure because a triangle can be equilateral, isn't it? That is a one will be included for sure. Now, third thing, where C plus A is greater than B, so I'll have C square plus A square plus 2CA is greater than B square. Hope that is clear. Yes or no? That is cool. No, we have no problem over here. Well, good to go. क्या करें? Let this be 1, 2 and 3. If I add everything, what will happen? If I add everything, what's going to happen? Sugam, I think your query is solved, no? Sugam, 1 include क्या होगा कि 1 आया equilateral triangle पे, और triangle equilateral तो होता ही है. Exactly, मानिया, triangle inequality रखना पड़ेगा ना? So what if I assume this to be first inequality, second inequality, and third inequality, and if I add them all, what do I get? I will get twice of A square plus B square plus C square, am I right? Plus twice of AB plus BC plus CA is greater than A square plus B square plus C square. Ain't it? Am I right? Right? You clear now, everyone? Okay, now what? Tell me the next step. The next step. एक बार तो कट ही जाएगा ये पूरा, isn't it? Yes, subtracted. Then what? Then what? Now put the values, isn't it? But do we get the answer over here? यहाँ पे this equation, this will go that side. I'll get minus 2, है ना? Exactly, sure. We get minus 2. तो हमारे अभी भी आंसर आ नहीं पा रहा. From the given options, minus 2 is not there. It becomes greater than minus 2 होगा. That's what they're saying. Greater than minus 2 हो जाएगा. तो इससे हमारा आंसर आ नहीं पा रहा. Isn't it? Are we able to get the answer? नहीं हो रहा आंसर इससे. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Triangle की second property. What is that? So sum of two sides is greater than third side, and difference of any two sides must be what? Less than the third side, isn't it? That means A minus B must be less than C. The same time, B minus C must be less than A, isn't it? And C minus A must be less than B. Right? Right. So if you do the same thing over here and then you add, then अगर आप ध्यान दो, see, I won't solve it पूरा. Now you can do it on your own. A square plus B square minus 2AB is less than C square. So if you do the same thing and if you add, ये minus वाला जो part है इधर आके positive हो जाएगा, isn't it? So the ratio will be less than 2. Do you get it? Should I solve it completely or do you understand it? ठीक है ना? So when we took the sum of two sides greater than third side, we could not get the answer because in options we did not have minus 2. But the moment we take the second wala property, we can get the answer. Got it now? Sure, yeah, exactly. By the way, this thing can be interpreted in mind also, isn't it? दिमाग में ही वो चीज पीयूष ये सॉल्व कर दूं मैं. The same thing, no? B square plus C square minus 2BC will be less than A square. C square plus A square minus 2CA is less than B square. Let's add all of it. Let's add all of it. So you will get, add कर दो पूरे को, everything. So what do you get? On the left hand side you will get 2 times A square plus B square plus C square minus 2 times AB plus BC plus CA that is less than A square plus B square plus C square. And this thing gets cancelled once. So A square plus B square plus C square will be greater than twice of AB plus BC plus CA. Sorry, greater, less than, less than. इसको नीचे ले आओ, you'll get the same ratio. So A square plus B square plus C square whole upon AB plus BC plus CA is less than 2. That's it. Solved. Got it? अनिकेत, बात ठीक है लेकिन उसे कंफर्म नहीं हो रहा कि 2 तक नहीं पहुंचोगे, है ना? इंडक्शन से वो तब करोगे जब तुम्हारे पास टाइम बहुत कम हो. Yeah, Shraddha, that's correct. Tej, yeah, sign will change for other two values also, no? That thing will be the same. ठीक है, there is no other method. The other method is using induction, but induction you won't be sure if 2 will be included or not. That is why we have to go conventional here. अच्छा क्वेश्चन था, ये पहले किया नहीं था क्या? बैच 1 ने भी नहीं किया था क्या दिस क्वेश्चन? फॉर इक्विलेटरल प्रद्युम्न 1 तो आ जाएगा ना, बट 2 कैसे आएगा? नहीं किया था, ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. चलो किया था, ओके, ठीक. Is that clear? It's cat level question, of course. मुझे पता है, ऐसा लगता है, I'm thinking about something. What I'm thinking about, कि क्या मैं किसी और से कर सकता इस क्वेश्चन को? So something has just come to my mind, you know, right now. मैंने सोचा भी नहीं था, दिमाग में आ गया. करूँगा एक बार आप लोगों के सामने. So now I'll act like you guys, you know. For example, I'm also a student. I am thinking about some approach. Let's do that. You know what I'll do now? So if batch 2 remembers, I talked about induction and batch 1 को मालूम induction क्या होता है? मैंने एक और बात करी थी, and that was contradiction. Remember that contradiction? So to prove any kind of theory, theorem, law in physics, chemistry, science, biology, mathematics, everywhere, there are two ways. One is induction. That means if something happens continuously once or twice, it will happen throughout. And contradiction is, if you want to prove something is right, you have to prove opposite of it to be false. Right? That is contradiction. I'm repeating. Induction, all of you are clear with that. Contradiction, if you want to prove something to be true, you will prove opposite of it to be false. Akanksha, high five. So I'll use contradiction over here. I will say, because I have to, एक बार confirm हो चुकी है, C and D not the answer, 1 include होगा, 2 का पता नहीं है. So what if I assume that A square plus B square plus C square whole upon, what is that? AB plus BC plus CA is actually equal to 2. मान लेते हैं 2 है. Akhil, are you there? मैं 2 मान लेता हूं. अगर ये प्रूव हो गया तो आंसर भी सेकंड ऑप्शन, अगर प्रूव नहीं हुआ आंसर भी फर्स्ट ऑप्शन. हाउ ब्यूटीफुल इज दैट? सो लेट्स डू इट. दिमाग में ऐसे मेरे आ गया, देखते हैं क्या होता है. यू नो 2AB plus 2BC plus 2CA. Okay, cool. Let's bring it here. So we'll have A square plus B square plus C square minus 2AB minus 2BC minus 2CA will be equal to 0. Right? Shashwat, exactly. Jatin, yes. And what is this equal to? What is this guy? This is nothing but A minus B minus C whole square. It says it is equal to 0. isn't it? Just a minute. My landlord is calling me. Very important. Just a minute. Hello. Yeah, I'm audible. गाली कर दो कुछ इशू है क्या इसमें वेट दिस इज पॉजिटिव सो दिस हाँ बीसी वाला पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा वो राइट नेगेटिव नहीं होगा ये वो चीज़ नहीं है ओके लेट इट बी इट्स नॉट दैट हाँ सो दिस इज नॉट द परफेक्ट स्क्वायर ऑफ एनीथिंग इट्स नॉट अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर इट्स नॉट इवन अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर इजंट इट कोई बात नहीं ठीक है बट एक चीज़ तो श्योर है सो हियर this thing will be if it is zero that means it is zero for everything so if I put a b and c equal to 1 each 1 plus 1 plus 1 because minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 it is not equal to 0 that means our assumption was wrong clear is that clear cool ठीक है हो गया that's it so the thing that we the option that we the assumption that we took becomes wrong because at equivalent triangle this is not happening so 2 will not be included I think this method actually is possible Naman what happened जो ये इक्वेशन बनी थी मैंने मान लिया अगर ये चीज सही है इक्वल टू 0 आ गया ना इफ इट इज करेक्ट इट हैज टू गेट फॉर इक्विलेटरल ट्रायंगल आल्सो सो जस्ट चोज एन इक्विलेटरल ट्रायंगल आई टुक abc equal to 1 the moment I took it this became invalid so that is why this assumption was wrong so 2 is not a possibility I hope you understand this आ गया ना मजा अच्छी आई थिंक आई हैव सॉर्टेड दैट आउट मैं बोल रहा हूं जो मैंने यहां पे लिखा है this equation becomes invalid in case of an equilateral triangle ठीक है तो इक्वेशन इनवैलिड हो गई तो ये हमारा assumption ही इनवैलिड हो गया दैट मींस द रेशियो कैन नॉट बी इक्वल टू सो b would not be chosen only a will be chosen that's it चलो लेट्स मूव अहेड लेट्स डू this question मनन हर जगह यूज हो जाएगा एवरीवेयर जिसका भी आंसर आ सकता है अखिल यस कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन कैन बी यूज्ड एवरीवेयर ये किया हुआ है ना आई थिंक दिस यू हैव डन ऑलरेडी ठीक है एंड सिंपल ही है कुछ खास इसमें करना नहीं है लेट्स मूव अहेड दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच यू गाइस हैव डन ऑलरेडी इजंट इट यू डन इट राइट इसका क्या शॉर्टकट है इफ वी हैव सी इफ सम इज कांस्टेंट then probably maximize if the values are as close as possible. Here a is 3 times, b is 2 times, so I'll divide a in 3 parts and b in 2 parts and then equate it to 10 and try to make them equal. So we have 5 values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of them must be equal. So they will be equal to 2 each, isn't it? 5 values will be 10 बन रही हैं, they will be equal to 2 each. So a will be 6 and b will be 4, put the value, get the answer, right? All of you know that. Real में किया है. Okay. अच्छा लेकिन समझ में आ गया ना कैसे हुआ? Should I explain it again? See what happens basically. ये क्यों हो रहा है ना? Why this happens? Because of arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Now we have done that already, right? So they will be equal when things are equal. So we just explained that if the sum is constant, product is maximized when the values are as close as possible. तो यहाँ पे क्या देखना है आपको? There are 3 A's and there are 2 B's. 3 A's and 2 B's. Here we have only 1 A and 1 B. Do you get it? So I want to have 3 B's, 3 A's and 2 B's. कैसे करूँगा? I divided A into 3 equal parts. A by 3, A by 3, A by 3, and I divided B into equal parts. B by 2, B by 2. The same thing. So now I have 5 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 10 has to be divided into 5 equal parts, that is 2 each. So a by 3 is also 2 and b by 2 is also 2. I got the value, put in the value here and get the answer. Okay, cool. This is easy. So now, what if I make it a bit harder? It's बहुत simple लग रहा है देखने में. Let me take something else. What if I take 2a plus 3b is equal to, let's say, 2, 3, 5, let me take something like 36, and they're asking the value of a to the power 4, maximum value of a to the power 4, b to the power 5. Okay, something like that happens. सार्थक इक्वल टू मिनिमम वैल्यू मिला था, बिल्कुल सही बात है, बट जब इक्वल टू, जब उसको मैंने 2 लिया है ना, तो वो एक्सप्रेशन ही गलत होगी ना मैथमेटिकली, दैट इज व्हाई इट कैन नॉट बी इक्वल टू 2. ओके सार्थक, कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन था वो. ओके, लेट्स सॉल्व दिस वन. सार्थक आते हैं उसी से पहले, चलो इसको सॉल्व कर लेते हैं. सो हियर 2a, I have 2a and 3b. So here I have 4 a's and 5 b's. Everyone, those who could not get it the previous explanation, now will get it. 4 a's and 5 b's. So I need to divide 2a into 4 equal parts, which will be a by 2 each. Yes or no? That makes sense, right? And 3b into 5 equal parts, which will be 3b by 5 each. Clear? Okay? So now how many values do I have? I have 4 values here and 5 values here. Overall I have 9 values. These 9 values, a by 2 plus a by 2 plus a by 2, 5 bar ye, these 9 values should be adding to 36. That means, and what is the theorem? That they have to be as close as possible to maximize the product. So a by 2, तो ये तो सारे सेम ही है. a by 2, 3 by 5 should be equal, isn't it? And they will be equal to what? 36 divided by 9, that is 4. That means a is equal to 8 and b is equal to 20 by 3. Put in the values and get the answer. Is that clear now? आकांक्षा 3b के 5 हिस्से कर दिया ना, 5 different pieces. Because the power of b was 5, I needed 5 different b's. और फिर 4 कैसे आया? कहाँ 4 कैसे आया? ये मैंने क्वेश्चन बनाया था यार, a की पावर 4 रखी थी. So I read 2 into 4 equal parts. So a by 2 each. Got it everyone? बस पावर्स डिवाइड करना है ना, exactly. But now you know why are we dividing it? To have equal parts. सारे वैल्यूज इक्वल, दिस ऑल शुड बी इक्वल. यार पता है मुझे ना, एक मैं काम कर देता हूँ, रुको. 2a plus 3b equal to 36 था और हमें निकालना क्या था? a to the power 4 b to the power 5 का मैक्सिमम वैल्यू. एक बार मैं धीरे धीरे कर देता हूँ ताकि बार बार ना बताना पड़े. Now tell me something. How many a's do we have here? Everyone, how many a's do we have here? We have 4 a's and we have 5 b's. Yes or no? Now everybody will get it. 4 a's and 5 b's. Okay, I want that. Why I want that? Because I know that sum is constant, and if the sum is constant, and product is maximized when the values are as close as possible. Okay, I need 4 a's, I need 5 b's. Where from I can get that? All I have is 2 a's and 3 b's. Listen to me carefully. All I have is 2 a's and 3 b's, but I require 4 a's. तो 4 बार a चाहिए, कैसे करूंगा? The only way is dividing 2a into 4 equal parts. So 2a by 4 is a by 2, so I'll have a by 2 plus a by 2 plus a by 2 plus a by 2. The same equation has been rewritten as this. And I need 5 b's also, but all I have is 3 b's. How do I get 5 b's? By dividing 3 b's into 5 equal parts. Is that cool? So 3b by 5 times. लिख रहा हूँ, देखो मैं. मेरा मन लिखने का है भी नहीं, but तभी लिख देता हूँ एक बार, so that everybody understands. This whole is equal to 36. Do you get it now? All of you? I have written the same expression as this. Cool. Any problem? So this will be maximized. इन सबको बराबर होना पड़ेगा. A by 2 should be equal to A by 2, तो equal है ये. All of them should be equal. That is why I took A by 2 equal to 3 by 5. And as we have 9 values, sum 36 है, तो हर कोई 4 के बराबर हो जाएगा. Ain't it? Yes, Aishani. Perfect. Clear to everyone? Do you still have some doubt? I don't think so. Akhil, for minimum you have to take as far as possible. No, Vishal, it won't be in that form. Siddharth, if the powers are in fractional, they'll be irrational. So of course, we cannot answer that. Okay? Cool. यहाँ नहीं बन पाएगा, वो तब बनता है when product is constant. So this is one thing. The other thing is something like this. See, so here what has happened? The product is constant. The product is constant, and you have to find the minimum value of this sum. So now listen to me carefully. If sum is constant, product is maximized when the values are as close as possible. Just the reverse of it. Just the reverse of it. The reverse of it is the sum is minimized when the sum is minimized when the values are as close as possible, providing product is constant. Okay? ठीक है? Last question में contradiction से problem अगर हो रही थी छोड़ दो, पहला clear था ना? The first approach was clear to all of you, conventional approach. Let's go by that. By the way, this is important. So if product is constant, the sum will be minimized if the things are as close as possible. If you do not get it, I'll give you a practical example, and you will never be able to forget this. Now tell me, everyone tell me. Harsh, next sum पे नहीं, एक मिनट लॉजिक बताना जा रहा हूँ पहले. So what is sum? Let's say we have two things. Sum is two things का sum a plus b, and the product of two things will be ab. Tell me something. What is the degree of sum? Degree of sum क्या है? The degree of sum is 1 only. Do you understand that part? The power 1 है ना इसकी, but degree of product is 2 because two things are getting multiplied. Is that right? Is that right? इस पे आएंगे क्वेश्चन, पहले समझो ये बात. I'm giving you the logic of practical illustration which you will find nowhere in your life. Just listen to it very carefully. कुछ सीखना है तो ये सीखो. Okay. Sum and product. Well, do we have any real thing like this? Perimeter and area. Is it the same thing? The degree of perimeter is 1 and degree of area is 2. Yes or no? Is that right? And the degree of volume is 3 for whatever shape you take. Cuboid, cube, pyramid, cylinder, sphere, whatever you take, you'll get the same thing. Right? So what exactly is happening? See. So I'll give you an example in a minute. Let's say all of us go to sub-zero temperature, like we are 400 odd people. All of us go to sub-zero temperature in Siberia. Siberia चलेगा temperature minus 50. And so of course we will feel cold, isn't it? So what we'll try to do? We'll try to be as close as possible. As close as possible. I just gave you a practical application of this thing. Yes or no? We'll try to be as close as possible. Why? Because we don't want to, get cold and die, right? So as close as possible, that means we'll try to, just be, hugging each other. Isn't it? We'll hug each other, try to roll over each other. That is what we will do. We keep on doing it. So in the end, there will be an optimized shape. After that, you cannot do anything. Isn't it? After that, you won't be able to come closer. मैं लग रहा है गाना बनाने वाला हूँ थोड़ी देर में. I think I should create a rap on this, formation of a sphere. Okay, so basically we won't be able to be closer. All of us will be trying to go to the core, the center, isn't it? To the core. And in the pursuit of going to the core, all of us, our focus will be going to the core. By the way, if someone looks from outside, that person will see a shape, and that shape, which is most homogeneous, every particle of it is at equidistant from the core. What is that shape? In 2 dimensions, it's circle. In 3 dimensions, it's sphere. Isn't it? It's sphere. Is that right? Do you understand this? I hope you understand this. Right? This is the sphere, and this is the core. So any point from the sphere to the core is equidistant. Let us say if I take an inside circle, again any point will be same distance. So sphere is the most homogeneous thing which we humans will make if we are as close as possible, right? So that means, what does that mean? देखो हमारा volume same है. The sum of the volumes of all of us would be constant. Yes or no? Am I right? अगर मेरा वॉल्यूम लेट से x क्यूबिक सेंटीमीटर्स है और केशव का y क्यूबिक सेंटीमीटर्स है, तो हम दूर खड़े हों या पास खड़े हों, हम दोनों के वॉल्यूम का सम सेम ही रहेगा. Yes or no? So the volume remains constant, but the area gets minimized. We are minimizing the area. Why? Because we want our skin to be visible to the atmosphere. We want it to be as little skin to be visible to the atmosphere, isn't it? Because we don't want to feel cold. That means the surface, we want to hide our surface. Our surface is the skin. So we want to minimize the surface area. Now, let's go back to this question. So what is happening whenever we go from the higher order to lower order, what exactly happens? Understand it now? If the product is constant, the sum will be minimized. Ulta jaoge, if sum is constant, product will be maximized. So now I think area and volume are, when I start teaching geometry, of course I'll be doing that, and mensuration, this thing you'll always be able to understand. This is why this thing happens. So I have given you algebraic, mathematical, logical, biological, natural, realistic illustration, and that's the reason sphere is made. Okay? देखा, मैथमेटिक्स हर जगह है लाइफ में. पीपल थिंक मैथमेटिक्स अ सब्जेक्ट, अ टैबू, बट आई थिंक इट एज अ कोड ऑफ गॉड. ठीक है, चलो अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. सो लेट्स गो बैक टू व्हाट आई वाज टेलिंग यू, द डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस दैट आई had compiled today. Let us do those ones. Here is the first question. It's simple. इतना नहीं होता 3D और X का, 2D का होता है. This one is simple. I don't even think I have to explain this, right? अनिकेत लास्ट वाला कौन सा बोल रहे हो? How would you solve it? AM greater than or equal to GM. We'll solve it that way, right? So AM will be x plus 1 by x whole upon 2 and GM will be x into 1 by x का square root. Isn't it? Am I right? So x plus 1 by x will be greater than or equal to 2 times. This is 1 only. So we got the answer. Right? Oh, अनिकेत वो वाला, ठीक है. Clear? ऐसे किया सबने. Coming to next one. राहुल इंडक्शन लगा लो, एएमजी लगा लो, कुछ भी लगा लो, जो मन कर लो, कोई बात नहीं. ऑल्सो नेचुरल नंबर है ना. अच्छा, आई डाउट समवन इज सिटिंग फ्रॉम माय टीम. या दे हैव आंसर्ड द क्वेरी. लेट्स डू दिस वन. डबल द मिनिमम वैल्यू ऑफ द फॉलोइंग एक्सप्रेशन इफ ए बी एंड सी आर रियल एंड ग्रेटर देन 0. कैसे करते थे तुम लोग? यू गाइस हैव बिकम सो स्मार्ट. टेल मी दैट यू आर यूजिंग इंडक्शन, आरंट यू? आई एम श्योर you guys are using induction. सही है वैसे तो. देखा, ऐसा शॉर्टकट मिल गया है, तुम लोगों को मजा ही आ गया होगा. Isn't it? By the way, this guy is always greater than or equal to 3 by 2. डबल पूछा तो 3 हो जाएगा, right? You know what is this called? This is called as Nesbit's inequality. It's a theorem actually. That is what it is called. No need to remember this name, but that is what it is called. बवाल चीज़ इंडक्शन ना, लोग बिल्कुल सही बात है. पता है, यही सवाल अगर इंडक्शन के बिना करोगे तो बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा. नॉर्मल से कैसे करेंगे? नॉर्मल से तो बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा. दिखाऊं करके? विल हैव टू अज्यूम समथिंग. डबल का मतलब लग गया 3 by 2 मिनिमम था, उसका डबल 3 by 2 डबल क्या 3 होता है. थोड़ा हिंट दे दूं, चलो देखो दिखा देता हूं मैं. सी वी हैव b plus c, c plus a plus b, these kind of things with us. So I want to have these things only. So I'll take a plus b ले लेता हूं. a plus b upon b plus c. Okay, a plus b upon b plus c plus b plus c upon a plus b. Just the inverse of it. Just the reciprocal of the first expression. Okay. ठीक है, फिर यहाँ पे ये a plus c है, वो ले लेता हूँ, plus a plus c. Okay, so I'll make all the possible combinations, right? So a plus c upon b plus c, just the reverse of it, that is b plus c upon a plus c. What else? Here I have a plus b. Okay. So a plus b upon a plus c whole upon a plus c upon a plus b. See, उल्टा कर दिया इसका. तो basically this guy, this thing will be greater than or equal to 6, isn't it? 2 each. है ना? Yeah, Azim, I took all the possible cases. A, B, B, C, C, A, you know, and there'll be 6 different permutations. That is why I took it. All right. Do you want me to do it this way? उसके बाद I'll take things common. I'll take these things common. You know, then I'll take this common. Then I'll take this common with this. And then I'll keep on doing it. In 4 to 5 steps, I'll get the answer. नहीं करना. हाँ, अगर ये BSc ऑनर्स का एग्जाम होता तो हमें ये करना पड़ता था. मतलब इनफैक्ट BSc मैथ्स ऑनर्स मैंने किया हुआ है ये. But in CAT, just put the values and get the answer. Okay. Next one. जहाँ पे पीयूष वो था ना ट्राइंगल्स की प्रॉपर्टी, जहाँ पे कोई नई प्रॉपर्टी आ रही है वहाँ यूज करना थोड़ा सा सेफ नहीं होता. व्हेन द क्वेश्चन वाज देयर ट्राइंगल्स की प्रॉपर्टी वाला, इजंट इट? नहीं कि करवा दूंगा, मुझे याद हो गया. तुमने 4 बार बोल दिया. क्योंकि स्कोर बेस्ट क्वेश्चन टेक्निक्स है इंडक्शन. So Piyush, we won't use induction when we have another important theorem or result. Okay. Wow, you guys have become so smart. I can see the answers. How do you do it? Some people are so damn smart. कैसे कर रहे हो? सारे लोग तो चालाक हो चुके हैं ना अब मुझे लग रहा है कि मुझे क्लास खत्म कर देनी चाहिए. इंडक्शन ने बवाल मचा के रखा हुआ है. रिया, सो x plus y plus z, let them be this is equal to 1. So basically if I equate them 1/3 each, of course I'll get the minimum value, put it there and get the answer. मजा ही आ गया तुम लोगों को. मैं बताता हूँ, your friends who are preparing for CAT, not from Iquanda, even if from Iquanda, who have not studied from me, go and ask this question to them. I'm sure people will either way they won't do it or they will say कि मैंने हमें पढ़ाई नहीं किया, या फिर वो करेंगे भी तो 4-5 मिनट लगा करेंगे, कोई जल्दी नहीं कर पाएगा. I'm sure about it. This is not an easy question. Well, coming to next one. चलो ये बता दो, बोल दो यहाँ भी लगा देगी कुछ ना कुछ. देखता हूँ यहाँ तुम लोग क्या करते हो. Yes, Rahul, for induction. Yeah, sure, yeah. What did you guys do? Again, you did induction? I think you did induction, isn't it? What did you put? What did you put here? क्या put किया था induction से? I want to know. रूट 2 पुट किया. अच्छा, रूट 2 पुट करने से क्या आया हमारे पास? यार इसमें ना एक मैंने एक टाइपिंग एरर किया है. यू कैन नॉट फाइंड द मिनिमम वैल्यू, बहुत छोटी हो जाएगी ना वो तो. यू फाइंड द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू. यू कैन टेक नेगेटिव आल्सो हियर, राइट? यू कैन टेक नेगेटिव आल्सो. सो आई वांट टू आस्क मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल वैल्यू. दैट्स व्हाट आई वाज थिंकिंग कि इसमें प्रॉब्लम, यू वोंट बी एबल टू फाइंड द मिनिमम वैल्यू हियर. ओके, इट्स माय टाइपिंग एरर. मिनिमम निकालना पॉसिबल नहीं है इसका. यू टू फाइंड द मैक्सिमम. अब करो सब लोग. Yes, Ramanuj. See, earlier the order was 4, now the order is 5. So if I move ahead, it has to be maximized. That's the reason. बढ़ गया ना वो. Yeah, I'm solving the question, Megha. Yes, you can take negative also, that is the reason. Okay, see, chalo, I'll solve this question. This is actually a difficult question. So, tell me something. The sum of all of this is equal to 16. Can I say, I can choose anything. Can I say a to the power 4 is less than 16? Can I say that? Yes or no? I can say that. Actually, you won't be able to find the minimum, you'll find the maximum only. चलो अभी बताओ मेरे को. Yeah, Megha, I'm solving. Yes. Can I say that? Can I say that? Everyone. Vedanti says yes. Karthik says yes. No, I cannot say that. I can say that is less than or equal to 16. Equal to भी हो सकता है. See, they are real numbers. Positive नहीं. Things can be zero also. Isn't it? Right. Okay. So a to the 4 is less than or equal to 16. That means a must be less than or equal to 2. I can say that. Which also means a minus 2 is less than or equal to 0. Yes or no?